10 common English expressions with can't from ExpressoEnglish.net. Number 1. Can't carry a tune. Jeff wants to sing in the church choir, but he can't carry a tune. Someone who can't carry a tune has no musical ability. They can't sing a simple melody correctly. Number 2. Can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to keep up with the latest TV shows. TV is a waste of time anyway. If you can't be bothered to do something, it means you have no time or interest to do it. It is not important enough for your attention. Number 3. Can't tell. I can't tell the difference between these two types of rice. The expression can't tell means can't perceive or observe. It doesn't mean you can't talk about something. We often use it in the phrases can't tell the difference between two similar things, or can't tell if or can't tell whether something is the case or not. For example, I can't tell if he's serious or not. Number 4. Can't get enough of. I can't get enough of these cookies. They're delicious. If you can't get enough of something, it means you want more and more of it. Number 5. Can't wait. My kids can't wait to go to Disney World this summer. The expression can't wait means you are very eager and excited for something to happen in the future. Number 6. Can't stand. I can't stand it when people are late for appointments. It's so inconsiderate. If you can't stand something, it means it really annoys or irritates you. You strongly dislike it. We often use it in these two ways. Can't stand plus a noun. For example, I can't stand the smell of onions. Or can't stand it when plus the situation. For example, I can't stand it when my kids come into the house with muddy shoes. Number 7. Can't bear. I can't bear to live so far away from my family. If you can't bear something, it means it makes you extremely sad. It is difficult for you to endure. We often use it in these ways. Can't bear to watch. For example, the death scene is horrible. I can't bear to watch it. Can't bear the thought of. For example, he's so focused on success, he can't bear the thought of failing. Number 8. Can't help. I know I shouldn't feel guilty since it wasn't my fault, but I can't help it. I can't help it means that you are unable to stop or prevent yourself from doing something or feeling a certain way. You can also say I can't help plus a verb in the ing form. For example, I can't help feeling guilty even though it wasn't my fault. Number 9. Can't beat or can't top. For example, I spent my vacation relaxing on the beach and eating delicious food. You can't beat that. The expressions you can't beat that and you can't top that mean the situation is the best. It can't be any better. The you is impersonal. It is talking about the situation in general, not talking to a specific person. Sometimes we say it without the you. Can't beat that and can't top that. Number 10. Can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for all your help. This expression expresses very deep and sincere gratitude. It is usually used when you are thanking the person for something they did that was very significant or very meaningful to you. To learn more everyday English phrases and expressions, take the Everyday English Speaking course at ExpressoEnglish.net. This course teaches you practical spoken English for daily life, as well as social English and functional English in many different situations. Visit ExpressoEnglish.net to take the Everyday English Speaking course. English vocabulary word of the day, coach, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's work on the pronunciation. The letters OA simply have the sound of O, like in the words know, so, boat, and coat. The CH at the end sounds like in the words chair, which, and match. Say the word after me. Coach. A coach is a person who trains athletes or teams. A coach can be a man or a woman. The word is the same. We can also describe someone with the specific sport that they help to teach or train. For example, a soccer coach, a baseball coach, etc. The word coach can also be used outside of sports as a general word for someone who helps train or teach you. A vocal coach teaches you how to sing better. A business coach helps a company improve. And a career coach helps you find the right job or career. Now, in the past, the word coach also referred to a carriage pulled by horses. In the picture, you can see a horse-drawn coach. But we don't really have many of this vehicle anymore. Nowadays, the word coach can be used for a bus designed for long-distance passenger transportation. A coach bus usually runs in between cities, different from the local buses that stay inside the city. Finally, the word coach also refers to the regular part of an airplane, which is not first class and not business class. Flying coach is usually the cheapest option. For example, we always fly coach to save money. This means we buy a ticket for a seat in the regular part of the airplane. Now you know all about the word coach, and if you'd like to continue your study of vocabulary, click the links in the video to take some free sample lessons from my Vocabulary Builder course. English vocabulary word of the day, iron, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's work on the pronunciation. The letter I sounds like in the words item, right, and nice. And the second syllable actually sounds like earn, iron. Iron has two syllables and the stress is on the first syllable, so it sounds like iron. Say it after me. Iron. Iron is a type of metal that's often used in construction. One thing about iron is that it can oxidize. The more common word for this process is rust. When iron rusts, it means the outside stops being shiny. It turns orange or yellow and gets kind of ugly. The word iron also refers to a type of home appliance that is used to remove the wrinkles. Wrinkles are lines from clothes and make the clothes flat and smooth. For example, I need to iron my shirt. The clothes are all freshly ironed. We have an expression, iron out the kinks or iron out the problems, meaning to resolve or fix the problems or issues. For example, we finally ironed out the kinks in the software and it's ready to launch. One expression you might hear when talking about exercise is pump iron. This is an informal way to say lift weights, like in the picture. For example, he spends a lot of time pumping iron in the gym. Now you know 4 ways to use the word iron, and you can learn a lot more inside my Vocabulary Builder course, which will help you express yourself more fluently in English. English vocabulary word of the day, novel, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's learn the pronunciation. The letter O has an ah sound, as in the words rock and not. Novel has 2 syllables, and the stress is on the first one. Novel. Novel can be a noun, referring to a long book of fiction. Fiction means the story is imaginary. It's not a true story. We often divide literature into the following categories. We have nonfiction books, which are true facts, short stories, which are fiction, they are imaginary, but they are also short. Then we have novels. Novels are also imaginary stories, but they are longer works. And poetry, which consists of poems. The word novel is also an adjective, describing something that is new, unusual, different, and somewhat surprising. For example, this is a novel approach to the issue. They came up with a novel idea to solve an age-old problem. An age-old problem is a problem that has existed for a very long time. And in this sentence, they came up with a novel idea to solve it. A novel idea is an idea that's new and different and somewhat surprising in a good way. That's 2 ways to use the word novel. To expand your vocabulary further, check out my course that will teach you hundreds of new vocabulary words. You can click on the link in the video to take some free sample lessons. English vocabulary word of the day, toll, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's work on the pronunciation. The O in toll sounds like in the words know, so, roll, and told. Say the word after me, toll. The word toll refers to a fee, that's an amount of money that you pay in order to drive on highways or bridges. The place where this money is collected is called a toll booth. In the picture on the left, you can see an old picture of a toll booth when the toll was just 10 cents. The picture on the right shows a modern toll area. Nowadays, you can pay the toll in cash, credit card, or with a special electronic device that stays on your car. Another expression you might hear is the death toll. That's the number of people who died in an attack or disaster. For example, the death toll from the earthquake is currently above 2,000. That means more than 2,000 people died in this disaster. We have another expression, take a toll on something. This means to cause damage or have a bad effect. For example, years of smoking have taken a toll on my health. That means my many years of smoking have damaged my health. The economic crisis is taking a toll on developing countries. Again, taking a toll means it's having a bad effect on those countries. So now you'll recognize the word toll when you hear it in English. If you'd like to learn even more words, take my Vocabulary Builder course, which will teach you hundreds of new vocabulary words. Click the links in the video to take some free sample lessons. English vocabulary word of the day, press, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's practice the pronunciation. PR sounds like in the words prefer, proud, and pretty. The letter E has the E sound, like in wet, less, and red. And SS sounds like in kiss, mess, and boss. Say the word after me. Press. The verb press means to apply pressure by pushing. For example, pressing the big red button will sound the alarm. Press is also a general word for the media and news publishers. For example, the president hasn't yet made a statement to the press. We can talk about the local press or the international press, again referring to local media and international media. The expression press coverage refers to how much a topic is appearing in the news. And we also have something called a press conference. That's a meeting where a famous or important person talks to multiple reporters, and the reporters can ask questions. One expression with the word press is pressed for time. If you're pressed for time, it means you don't have much time, so you're in a rush. For example, I can't chat right now. I have a doctor's appointment and I'm pressed for time. Another expression is being hard-pressed to do something. This means have a lot of trouble or difficulty doing it. For example, this is a great computer. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better one. This means it would be difficult to find a better computer than this. If you're interested in learning more, check out my Vocabulary Builder course, as well as the free sample lessons that you can get by clicking on the link in the video. English vocabulary word of the day, lounge, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's work on the pronunciation. The letter L sounds like in the words like and lady. The OU has an OW sound, like in the words how or loud. And the letters NGE are like at the end of arrange or orange. Say the word after me. Lounge. A lounge is a waiting room for passing time. Here are some common examples. Schools often have a teacher's lounge where the teachers can spend time, socialize, and prepare their lessons. Some airports have a VIP lounge, a special area for passengers with extra special status. And sometimes you'll see places that have a bar and lounge, meaning an area where you can drink and a comfortable area for relaxing and passing time. Lounge can also be a verb, meaning to move, act, or spend time in a lazy way. For example, my kids are lounging on the couch watching TV. We usually spend the weekend just lounging around, meaning to pass time in a lazy way, being relaxed and not being especially productive. So now you know 2 definitions for the word lounge. To learn more words, check out my Vocabulary Builder course, available at ExpressoEnglish.net. Just click the link in the video to take some free sample lessons. English vocabulary word of the day, stall, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's learn the pronunciation. Stall starts with ST. That sounds like in the words stay, stone, and still. The letters A-L-L have the all sound, like in fall, call, and ball. Say the word after me. Stall. The word stall can refer to a compartment. For example, you might have various stalls at a market, each one with a different person selling different things. You also have stalls in a public bathroom. Each stall is a small compartment that contains a toilet. Stall can also be a verb. It refers to when a car engine suddenly loses power and energy. This is more common in cars with a stick shift or a manual shift, like you can see in the picture. When a car stalls, it is not broken. It is just temporarily stopped because the engine lost power. You can start the car again and continue driving. There's an expression, stall for time, which means to intentionally cause a delay. For example, the businessman is hesitant to make a decision, so he's stalling for time. Are you ready to expand your vocabulary by learning hundreds more useful words? Check out my Vocabulary Builder course and click the link in the video to take some free lessons from it. English vocabulary word of the day, lounge, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's work on the pronunciation. The letter L sounds like in the words like and lady. The OU has an ow sound, like in the words how or loud. And the letters NGE are like at the end of arrange or orange. Say the word after me. Lounge. A lounge is a waiting room for passing time. Here are some common examples. Schools often have a teacher's lounge where the teachers can spend time, socialize, and prepare their lessons. Some airports have a VIP lounge, a special area for passengers with extra special status. And sometimes you'll see places that have a bar and lounge, meaning an area where you can drink and a comfortable area for relaxing and passing time. Lounge can also be a verb, meaning to move, act, or spend time in a lazy way. For example, my kids are lounging on the couch watching TV. We usually spend the weekend just lounging around, meaning to pass time in a lazy way, being relaxed and not being especially productive. So now you know 2 definitions for the word lounge. To learn more words, check out my Vocabulary Builder course, available at ExpressoEnglish.net. Just click the link in the video to take some free sample lessons. English vocabulary word of the day, strike, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's work on the pronunciation. STR almost sounds like there's a CH sound in the middle, like str, str. It's the same as in the words strong, strange, and street. The letter I has the same sound as in the words like, item, and white. Say the word after me. Strike. The word strike is another way to say to hit with a hand, weapon, or tool. For example, the car went out of control and struck a tree. You need to strike the nail with the hammer. It's more common to use the word hit, but strike is another possibility. We also use the word strike when a bolt of lightning, that's electricity that comes from the sky during a thunderstorm, hits something on the ground. For example, The tree was struck by lightning. The verb strike is also used for lighting a match, as in the picture. We call this striking a match, when you rub it on the box and make it catch fire. Now, a totally different use for the word strike is to describe a situation when workers stop working to protest the company or their working conditions. For example, the workers are on strike because they want higher salaries. This means the employees stop working and have a protest in order to force the company to pay them higher salaries. The word strike can also mean an attack, like a military attack. For example, the air strike caused heavy damage to the town. And finally, strike can be used as a verb meaning to make an impression on someone. For example, I don't know, there's just something about him that strikes me as dishonest. Some aspect of his personality makes the impression on me that he is dishonest. That's one final way to use the word strike. I hope you've enjoyed today's vocabulary word, and if you'd like to learn a lot more vocabulary, check out my Vocabulary Builder course, which will help you express yourself more fluently in English. Go ahead and click the link in the video to take a couple of sample lessons. English vocabulary word of the day, lap, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's work on the pronunciation. The letter A has the A sound. It sounds like in the words happy, last, and cap. Say the word after me. Lap. The word lap refers to the area on top of a seated person's legs. In the picture, the baby is sitting on his mother's lap. The word lap also refers to one complete circuit around a race course. For example, I ran 3 laps around the track. That means I went around the track 3 complete times. Another example is when you have race cars. For example, the race cars are on their final lap. The word overlap is when two things occupy the same space so that one is on top of the other. In the diagram, the red circle and the blue circle are overlapping. There are 2 idiomatic expressions using the word lap. One is to drop something in someone's lap, or to have something fall into your lap. Both of these mean to have something be given to you unexpectedly, with no effort from you. For example, I was thrilled when a great job opportunity fell into my lap. This means you were not looking for this specific job opportunity, but it simply came to you unexpectedly. Here's another example. He can't finish all the work, so he dropped half of it into my lap. This means he gave it to me, and I didn't expect to receive it. Now you know all about the word lap, and to continue your study of vocabulary, take my Vocabulary Builder course available at ExpressoEnglish.net. You can click the link in the video to go directly to free sample lessons. English vocabulary word of the day, tackle, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's work on the pronunciation. The letter A in tackle has the A sound, like in the words tap, cat, and pack. Tackle has 2 syllables, and the stress is on the first syllable, tackle. The second syllable sounds like a short ul, like in pull. Say the word after me, tackle. The first meaning of tackle is to knock a person to the ground by using your arms and the force of your body. It's common to tackle other players in sports like rugby and American football. You can see in the picture one boy trying to tackle the other boy. The word tackle also refers to the general collection of equipment used in fishing, including the fishing rod, that's the long pole, bait, that's what you use to attract the fish, hooks, hooks are the sharp, curved pieces of metal that catch the fish, etc. The picture shows a tackle box. Finally, the word tackle can also mean to start doing a task, especially a challenging one. For example, I'm going to tackle the housework after lunch. Or, we'll need at least 5 people to tackle a project this big. Again, it's an informal way to describe beginning to do a task, especially a task that's large or difficult. So now you know 3 meanings for the word tackle. If you'd like to learn more, check out my Vocabulary Builder course, which will teach you hundreds of new words. Click the link in the video for some free sample lessons. English vocabulary word of the day, squash, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's work on the pronunciation. SQU sounds like in the word square. The letter A has the ah sound, like in father and wash. And the final sh sounds like in fish and cash. Say the word after me, squash. The word squash refers to a category of vegetable. The picture shows various types of squash. Squash has a hard exterior, and you eat the inside. The word squash also refers to a specific sport. It's played in a room with 2 players who have rackets and who hit a small blue ball off the walls. Finally, squash can be a verb, meaning to crush something by applying pressure. In the picture, the person is about to squash a spider with his shoe. That's 3 meanings for the word squash. If you'd like to expand your vocabulary further, check out my Vocabulary Builder course. You can click the link in the video for a couple of free sample lessons from levels 1 and 2 of the course. English vocabulary word of the day, jerk, from ExpressoEnglish.net. First, let's learn how to pronounce it. The J sounds like in the words juice, jam, and journey. And the letters ER sound like in the words were, learn, and bird. Say the word after me, jerk. The word jerk refers to a sudden, forceful pull, push, or movement. For example, I jerked my hand away from the hot stove. If the stove is hot and you put your hand near it, you would remove your hand very fast because the stove is hot. So you can say, I jerked my hand away. The word jerked refers to a sudden movement. Here's another example. The train moved forward with a jerk. This means that the train started moving forward suddenly and with a lot of force. It wasn't a smooth movement. Now there's another meaning for the word jerk. If you call a person a jerk, it means that person is mean and they treat other people badly. For example, he told lies about me to all my friends. What a jerk! Some jerk hit my car in the parking lot and drove off. So again, calling someone a jerk means that the person is mean or rude. This is insulting, so be careful when you use this word. We also have a phrasal verb, jerk someone around, meaning to manipulate, deceive, or take unfair advantage of another person. For example, she doesn't really like him. She's just pretending she does because she likes to jerk him around. Jerking someone around is not a nice thing to do to someone. All right, so now you know the word jerk. To continue your study of vocabulary, check out my Vocabulary Builder course, which will teach you a lot more new words every day. You can click on the link in the video to take some free sample lessons.